I've been trading for over 4 years now, and in the beginning, I seemed to be getting stopped out on every single trade, and the stock ended up immediately reversing back towards my take profit. No, the markets aren't against you. You just don't wait for candle closures. And in this video, I'll be showing you guys how waiting for candle closures can increase your win rate by over 30%. Hey guys, I'm Viper, and I've been trading for over 4 years now, and I've made thousands of dollars in the markets over that time frame. Specifically in this video, we're going to be diving into candle closures and how they will increase your win rate significantly. But before we get started, a great way to get to learn my strategy much more in depth and learn how I'm able to consistently make money in the markets, check out my free Discord link to my bio where I dive way more in depth on how I actually trade this strategy in real time. Anyways, let's get straight into the video. Okay, so the first thing we're going to be diving into is a couple of examples of trades that I took and how waiting for candle closures ended up having me win the trade. Then we're going to be backtesting the candle closures method over 1 week of data. As you guys can see on this trade here on Google, I ended up making $181. I took this trade on the break and retest of the 5-minute opening range level, and if you guys want to see the video on that, I'll have that linked in the description below. And once we broke above the 5-minute range and retested with a strong price action towards the upside, I entered and set my stop loss simply below this pivot level we made here and set my take profit at the highest point Google ended up reaching during that day. And as you can see, we perfectly wicked below our SL, where most traders would have stopped out on this trade. I stayed in, and we had an extremely nice move towards the upside. Now let's move on to the next example. For this trade here, I ended up making $212. So the first thing I did was mark out the 1-minute opening range candle, and once we broke above and came back for the retest and showed strong price action, I entered and placed my stop loss at a break of this pivot level and my take profit at this higher time frame resistance level. Once we entered this trade, we immediately came down and tapped our stop loss once again. Most traders again would have gotten stopped out on this trade, but because we wait for candle closures, we were able to catch this extremely nice trade on Nvidia towards this higher time frame resistance level. Okay, now that I've showed you guys a few examples, let's move on to the 1 week of backtesting so you guys can see how I trade using this strategy in real time and how this rule affects my everyday trading. First day here, we're going to mark out our previous day high and previous day low, then our 5-minute range high and low, and wait for a break and retest of any of these levels. We just broke below our 5-minute range with a good amount of displacement, and we just retested this level with weak price action. We can place our stop loss at a break of this pivot level and our take profit at a higher time frame resistance level. Now that we have everything set up, we can rely on probabilities to either play in our favor or not. We just had a very nice move towards the downside, and the thing I love most about the break and retest system is the simplicity of this strategy. Many strategies tend to overcomplicate things and require way too many confirmations to actually enter into the trades, which leads to many traders experiencing what is called analysis paralysis, which causes them to make poor trading decisions, and that leads them to unprofitability. Keeping your trading as simple as possible is the best thing you can do for your strategy. Okay, now let's move on to day 2. Let's mark out our previous day high and our previous day low and our 5-minute range opening high and low and wait for a break and retest of any of these levels. Okay, so we just broke above this 5-minute range high with a lot of displacement, and as you can see, we formed this down close candle here, which is also known as an order block. The reason we mark out down close candles is due to institutional traders or hedge funds not being able to get filled on time or just not at a good price, which leaves this level as a great entry for them. We just broke above this candle or order block, and we came back for a retest and showed strong price action. We can enter here and place our stop loss at a break below this 5-minute opening range and place our take profit once again at a higher time frame resistance level. We just came back down for the retest of our 5-minute opening range and showed strong price action once again. So if you weren't able to get filled previously, this would be another great entry. Or if you entered previously with lighter size, this would be an opportunity to buy more contracts. Okay, as you guys can see, we had a very nice move towards the upside once again. And now let's move on to day 3. Let's mark out all of our levels once again and wait for a break and retest of any of them. We just broke above our 5-minute range high once again, and similar to yesterday, with an impulsive move towards the upside and formed a down close candle or an order block. We can mark out this level and wait for a break and retest with strong price action towards the upside. We just broke above and came back for the retest and showed strong price action, so we can enter here and place our stop loss at a break below this pivot level and our profit target at this higher time frame support level. We just had a very nice move towards the upside once again and hit our profit target, and now let's move on to day 4. Okay, we're gonna mark out our levels once again and wait for a break either above our 5-minute high or below our 5-minute low. We just broke below our 5-minute low, and on trades towards the downside, majority of the time I enter based off of order blocks, which in this case would be an up close candle or green candle. Okay, we just formed an order block so we could wait for a break below this level and wait for the retest of it with strong price action towards the downside, or we could just wait for the retest of 5-minute open range low. We just broke below this level and retested with weak price action towards the downside. We can enter here and place our stop loss at a break above this pivot level we just made and our profit target at a higher time frame support level. As you can see, we just came up and barely closed above our SL. I would have gave it a couple more seconds, which as you can see, we moved back towards the downside and consolidated for the rest of the day. I tend to give it a couple more seconds due to sometimes it either wicking out like I said previously, or it just has a small candle closure above and will most likely reverse off of that level extremely quickly. But if we just kept moving towards the upside, I would have immediately stopped out in that next candle. I held the position overnight for this example after we consolidated for the rest of the day, but most likely if this was a real scenario, I would have sold the rest of my contracts in profit. But once we opened up the next day, we did an extremely impulsive move towards the downside and hit our take profit in about 5 to 6 candles. Without waiting for strong candle closures at our stop loss, we would have taken an unnecessary loss and lowered our win rate significantly. Friday, we didn't have any great trading opportunities, so I didn't end up taking any trades. We ended the week with a 100% win rate and about a 2 to 1 risk to reward ratio. But you guys have to understand that the results are not always this consistent. Some weeks you might have a 40% win rate and a 1 to 1.5 risk to reward, but what matters is your win rate and risk to reward over a long period of time. If you guys enjoyed the video and want to learn this strategy much more in depth, be sure to check out the link in my bio for a free PDF on how I turned my trading journey 180 degrees from unprofitable to profitable using this simple strategy. And be sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next week with a brand new video.